I love iced coffee. If you'd like to buy me one, just go to buymeacoffee.com/fortherecordyourhonor. I'll have to call them back.
Please consider making a donation or leave a tip for the channel. Don't forget to hit that like button, and subscribe is free.
Who is it, girl? Tell Mama. Damn.
Hello, package 4. For the record, Your Honor.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I'm Linda, and this is For the Record, Your Honor. So I want to share a non-Supercross, non-motocross article from New York Post. Giuffre, EpiPen, victim, Virginia Giuffre, lawyer, cast doubt on her unaliving, we're going to say, self-unaliving. We've got big question marks over it. Carrie Loudon claimed the 41-year-old mother had shown no sign she wanted to harm herself before she was found in passing at her farm in Western Australia last Friday. When I got the call, I was like, are you joking? Because there was no sign that this was something she was considering, the lawyer told The Sun. Here's a picture of her, a very famous picture of her. And then she's holding an older photo of herself when she was at the age that she was involved in the whole situation scenario with Giuffre and Ghislaine maxi pad. And then even more famous is this photo with Prince Andrew, and there's maxi pad right behind her. Loudon, who had represented her since January, expressed skepticism over her family's shocking announcement that she had taken her own life. There's unaliving and there's misadventure, Loudon claimed. I didn't see her in the room. I wasn't in there. The family said what the family has said, but I'm not going to speculate whether if it was self-unaliving or accidental. As recovering from a car accident, which was fairly recent. Her passing came just weeks after she took to social media to claim that she had days to live after allegedly being injured in a March 24th collision with a school bus, which I will add, in opinions and speculations that have been out there, a lot of people think that was just a storyline or it was really targeted and somebody was trying to get rid of her, silence her forever. Now, Virginia, who was allegedly harmed and beeped by EpiPen to have sex with Prince Andrew when she was a teen, had posted a photo of herself lying in the hospital bed covered in bruises. She was in a lot of pain, but she was looking forward to things in the future, her lawyer insisted. She wanted to renovate this house and all sorts of things like that. It comes after her family released a statement confirming the news of her passing, saying she lost her life to self-unaliving after being a lifelong victim of sexual harming and sex beep. She was the light that lifted so many survivors, the statement continued. Despite all the adversity she faced in her life, she shone so bright. She will be missed beyond measure. You did good, Virginia. You fought the fight. You're still a winner in this. You were the survivor. And there's many women out there who their life has changed because of you and your boldness, your braveness, your courage. We can't thank you enough for that. We are so sorry to hear of this passing. In my opinion, speculation, I think it's very sus. The timing of just her recent situation that happened and how she's been very adamant, even though there was a settlement with her and Prince Andrew, she still was continuing to fight the good fight. So tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think it's a little suspect, the timing? Now, in an article from theroot.com, Stephen A. Smith gives all the tea on the Shannon Sharpe mess. Now, if you don't know who Stephen A. Smith is, hopefully if you're a sports fan, you do know. He is legendary. He is famous on ESPN for different projects, but most famously known for his main role in hosting on First Take. But he does now have his own YouTube and podcast. And Shannon Sharpe is the host of his YouTube show where he interviews a lot of people. And he's had some major breakthrough interviews, viral interviews this year and last year. The Shay Shay Room. So Smith took to his YouTube and iHeartRadio show to share his thoughts on his colleague's sudden departure. Stephen A. Smith is weighing in on Shannon Sharpe's exit from ESPN, a network Smith has worked closely with for years. The First Take host took to his YouTube and iHeartRadio show to share his thoughts on Sharpe, saying that he will indeed miss seeing Sharpe on First Take with him. As we reported, Sharpe announced on Thursday that at this juncture, he decided to step aside temporarily from his duties at ESPN. Sharpe is currently being sued by his former girlfriend for $50 million for alleged sex harming amid their 2-year relationship, causing a bit of a media frenzy surrounding the former NFL player and media personality. On Smith's show, he said, "We, the news, came down that he and ESPN had mutually agreed that he would need to come off the airwaves of ESPN. It was a blow to the show, a blow to me personally, because I'm going to miss him, but it was not a surprise, as Deadline reports. Smith explained that working with a company like Disney, which owns ESPN, means there is a certain expectation. Well, of course. He was working at Disney, Smith detailed. I've been at Disney since October 2003. I know this place. I know the worldwide leader that is ESPN for me to figure out what was transpiring. As we reported, an ESPN spokesperson shared a statement in support of Sharpe's decision moments after it was released. This is a serious situation, and we agree with Shannon's decision to step away, the statement reads. While nothing about the verbiage of either statement confirms a permanent departure, his return currently feels up in the air. Smith added when discussing the matter, ESPN and Disney have a wait and see attitude when it comes to whatever evidence they may learn about this entire situation involving Shannon Sharpe from a civil perspective. Naturally, people have taken to social media with their thoughts on what Smith has said about Sharpe. One user on X, formerly known as Twitter, Stephen A, is low-key happy this happened. He sees him as competition already benefited for him, and this is the perfect way to part ways. Other comments don't necessarily see the situation in that same way, with another user writing that Smith does not throw Shannon Sharpe under the bus. It reads, he said he doesn't believe Shannon did this at all. What do you guys think? Tell me in the chat, in the comments down below. I don't know. It's very, very odd because when you listen to the audio tapes that were released, it gives me some odd vibes. She's very spaced out when she's talking to him, responding, and some weird, which could be a possibility, but just the tone almost sounds like she's, I hate to say this, but in opinion and speculation, maybe on some pills, drunk, hungover. She just doesn't sound like she's well. Maybe she doesn't feel it. It's just very odd feeling that you take away from it. But at the same time, you hear Shannon Sharpe and he says some things that are like, what? But I don't think it was in an sexual manner. I kind of took it more as like he didn't like that she said the term of like, you're controlling me, conditioning me, or whatever it was. And he kind of wanted to shut that down real fast, being like, next time you say that, I'm going to do this. So it was more of like a threat. I don't think it was an sexual threat like they're putting it out there to be. I don't know. There's some weird stuff with this, but it's very 50-50 from what has been released to the public, at least. Now let's go over to page 6 to read about Katy Perry. Running hot and cold. You're hot, then you're cold. Yes, then you're no. How Katy Perry became the least popular woman in pop. It was one small step for Katy Perry when she stepped grandly out of the Blue Origin space capsule earlier this month, bent down and kissed the Texas terra firma, but it was a giant leap backward for her already sputtering career. Perry, 40, got hit with much of the considerable backlash from the showy and what many called cringeworthy 11-minute trip into space with fellow astronauts, they put in quotes, CBS anchor Gayle King, Lauren Sanchez, the fiance of Blue Origin's Jeff Bezos, civil rights activist Amanda Nugent, ex-NASA engineer Aisha Bowe, and film producer Carrie Ann Flynn. Much of the blowback came from an astonishing number of fellow celebs, and even podcaster Joe Rogan, who sarcastically deemed the trip very profound and snipped. I don't know if you've seen Katy Perry talk about it, but she's basically a guru now. And this is the picture where she was being interviewed, and she was saying, I'm super connected to love. and that has gone viral. The picture to the right is one of her costumes from her new tour, which is, oh my God, belly flopping real hard. So pretty brutal. Olivia Munn called the flight a bit gluttonous. Olivia Wilde shared a carousel of memes mocking the flight on Instagram and said, $1 billion bought some good memes, I guess. Emily Ratajkowski weighed in with, that's end time shit. Like, this is beyond parody. On X, Jessica Chastain shared an op-ed from The Guardian headline, The Blue Origin flight showcased the utter defeat of American feminism. Musician who's also known Iris's older brother. He was in his own band. Meanwhile, accused Perry of copying his sister Miley's career. I first knew Katy Perry and her team were lame as fuck when her career was first dying, he said in a lengthy rant posted on Instagram after the Blue Origin's flight. And they were like, what can we do? Well, what worked for Miley? She cut her hair off and it broke the internet and everyone freaked out and she bleached it blonde. We should do that with you, Katy, he continued. There was a lot of similarities. I will say, when Katy first came out, I really did like her and her style and her bubblicious sets on her tours and stage. It was very cutesy and enjoyable. It was putting on a performance, and now it's just like tacky, cheap. Just actually, it looks low budget, low end, but there's like no passion with it. You could feel it. It was rushed. I think it seems like all her time and energy was spent on boosting and prepping for this Blue Origin situation and event, and not enough on her own tour. And the dance moves, I mean, people want to talk bad about Britney Spears, saying, you know, she got older and after being on different substances that they put her on, you could tell that her dancing moves were restricted and lackluster. That wasn't all her fault or all her doing, you guys. One, she was still messed up from the things they did to her and recovering from the different changes of medications and therapies and all the stuff that was going on during the conservatorship. And they were purposely restricting her wants, needs, and thoughts on dance moves and the performance. They purposely were known to dumb it down to pretty much threaten her and to save money. They wanted to keep it cheap. Kind of seems like maybe that's what they're doing with Katy. She's putting out music that sounds like it might have been that she's done with possibly Dr. Luke. And maybe she has obligations to fulfill with contracts with him. So she was like, sure, we'll just put out some of this old stuff. I don't know. Allegedly, speculation, opinion, all that. Who knows? But why? Why all of a sudden does she not have the fire and passion and love for it anymore? Then just be real with it. If you're tired and you want to just live your life as a billionaire or whatever your status is, then just go do it. Stop trying to, belittle your fans and supporters by giving them garbage. Okay, rant over. Perry's new status as the most unpopular woman in pop couldn't have come at a worse time, right before her first global tour in 8 years, which kicked off in Mexico City on Wednesday. Which, let me add, she tried having a comeback, I believe, like 3 years ago or something, and that bombed too with that Bon Appetit. And you guys, if you haven't seen that music video, check it out. It will tie you into all those conspiracies with Hollywood. It is a little disturbing. Fair warning. Adding to the sting, her latest album, 2024's 143, debuted at number 6 on the Billboard 200. It disappeared from the charts less than a month later. Ouch. Perry, who said before the flight that she was going to put the ass in astronaut, was widely mocked for using her 3 minutes of weightlessness in space to promote the set list of her Lifetime's tour. Not gonna lie, my opinion, I thought it was kind of cute that she did put the set list on a butterfly and it looked really cool floating. But that's besides the whole thing, you know. She could have used that moment for something else, is what a lot of people are saying. And it's not a huge accomplishment, what they did. There's been other rich and famous people that have been working on this and doing this. It was all a far cry from Perry's splashy arrival onto music scene in the early aughts and her subsequent domination of the charts. Her third studio album in 2010's Teenage Dream was the first ever to have 5 number one singles by a female artist, with hits like California Girls, featuring Snoop Dogg, Firework, E.T., and Last Friday Night. Yes, she's had some great hits. Whether you like them or not, they're catchy as hell. But Perry's bad press has been building since last fall, when 143 was released to tepid to nasty reviews. Lead single Woman's World was dismissed by some as white woman feminism, and it may not have helped that she worked with songwriter, producer Dr. Luke. We have videos out on him, who settled a defamation lawsuit with Kesha over RAPE harming accusations claims, which he has denied on the tune. Taking it a step further, some online pundits have even suggested that Perry's downfall is the result of a nun's curse. The singer had been in a real estate battle over a convent in Los Angeles for years when Sister Catherine Rose Holzman, on her way into court in 2018, told reporters to Katy Perry, please stop. It's not doing anyone any good except hurting a lot of people. Then died on the scene hours later. Oh my gosh. Adding to her bad PR earlier this year, Perry was slammed as unforgivable by the family of a disabled veteran who claimed the man wasn't cognizant when he sold his California property to Perry and longtime partner Orlando Bloom. A lengthy court battle was ruled in Perry and Bloom's favor in 2023. I mean, these are rich people. They can have any property they want in the world, but they have to choose that one because they're famous and can have any property they want in the world, I guess. Wow. But sources close to Perry say she's shaking it off in the spirit of her one-time friend Taylor Swift and throwing herself into her new 81 date tour, the first with Bloom and their 4-year-old, Thursday in Mexico City in a silver bodysuit, flying above the stage and definitely addressing her haters by asking, has anyone ever called your dreams crazy? After all, Perry is known for her resilience in the face of tough times, as they show a picture of her and her ex-husband, who is now in a lot of controversy and scandals himself, Russell Brand. And here's the 3 of them. She famously was dumped via text by her ex-husband, Russell Brand, on New Year's Eve 2011, just minutes before she had to take the stage for a concert. She does have a movie documentary that does show this, like, at the moment. What I find interesting now is that she's become that very rare thing, a female artist who can be criticized. NPR pop music critic Ken Tucker told the Post. Her recent album, 143, was mediocre, but the reviews were negative, mean, vitriolic. The music wasn't that bad, so why? Tucker suggests that some of the venom comes because attention-hungry Perry is working too hard to be edgy and stay relevant. But the bad reviews are really notable because for the past decade, woke culture has decreed that you can't say anything negative about a female artist. Just try to find anything critical written about, say, Beyonce or Johnny Mitchell. It is verboten. But Katy Perry is perceived as being just old enough, just unhip enough to make dumping on her okay. The Lifetime's extravaganza, A Year in the Making, features Perry in what described to Entertainment Tonight as rather Cyborgian show, with her playing a video game character that involves some live audience participation. Bloom will reportedly be on hand for many of the dates, and little Daisy will be backstage for the whole tour, Perry told the outlet. After high-profile flings with celebrities including John Mayer and Josh Groban, who she wrote, the one who got away. I didn't know that. In her unhappy marriage to Brand, Perry seems to have settled into domestic bliss with Bloom. Someone they forgot was, she used to date that guy from that band / group. Oh, why can't I think of it? Da 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 da. Oh God! Take a look at my girlfriend. She's the only one I got. Da 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 da. Like whoever that was, I forget. It's so blank to me right now. I could see his face. I think his name was Travis, but I don't remember the band. But she dated him for a while. I think it was right before she got famous. But wow, to go from John Mayer, Josh Groban, I mean, Russell Brand, Orlando Bloom. Okay. The two met at the Golden Globes in 2016 and broke up briefly the next year, but got back together and Bloom proposed in 2019. Though Perry has always guarded her private life, one source said she's not ruling out bringing Daisy or Orlando on stage. One insider said the tour is about love, and they're a huge part of that story. Perry has asked fans on social media to recommend good coffee shops and parks for her to take Daisy to while on tour. But while the singer was the world's highest paid musician as recently as of 2015, she could do with an image makeover as she enters her 40s. If she really was listed as world's highest paid musician, where is that money going? And if she doesn't know, she better start looking into it. Maybe they're going to about to pull a Britney Spears on her. I don't know. If you're money hungry for fame that bad, you might be blind to it all. Girl.